Woo! It's Monday. That coffee's strong. I hope y'all are having a great Monday. I know we are. Give it a minute. Let us come online. I'm playing with the adjustments a little bit. I hope y'all are enjoying our journey through the Jesse tree. I know I always do. It's always, to me, so amazing to look back and see the gospel from Genesis all the way through. All right, so I guess it's time for announcements. Announcement time. If you haven't already, join our Facebook family. It's going to be really good. That's where you're going to see all kinds of fun updates and memes and whatnot. You know, we have a church thread, and this is kind of like our internet extension of our church thread. So it's an opportunity to share life together. I recommend you join that. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Nope, that didn't work. Hold on. 2 fingers. Oh, there it is. Okay. Like and share. Subscribe, follow, do all the things on YouTube. Okay. If you like these videos, here you go. That's how you do that. And it's so cool to me. Matt teaching me all his techie tricks. So cool. Okay. And if you want to support the ministry, there you go. onelifeatatime.churchcenter.com/giving. There you go. That's how you get to do that. Okay. There you go. So that's the announcements out of the way. Morning, Joe. Now we're going to get back to Jesse Tree because I'm so excited to see the story that's unfolding. Now, when we last met Abram, he was 75, leaving Haran. Well, some time has passed. You know, he was childless when he left. Now he's 100, over 100, and he has a son. Okay. So we're going to start going. We're in Genesis chapter 21. We're going to read verses 1 through 17. Then the Lord took note of Sarah, as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah as he had promised. Morning, Andy. He promised them a baby. In her 90s. Fun. So Sarah conceived and bore a son to Abraham in his old age. Notice we've done got a name change now. At the appointed time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac. See, when the promise was first made, Sarah thought she could figure it out and gave Abraham her young handmaiden. Said, here, take her and I'll have a child through her. That wasn't the child of promise. That was the child of flesh. And we're going to find out a lot about that. Then Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Now Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. Sarah said, God has made laughter for me. Everyone who hears will laugh with me. That's what Isaac means, laughter. And she said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children, yet I have borne him a son in his old age. The child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. Now Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, mocking. See, he was mocking Isaac. There was already friction and war at such a young age between Ishmael and Isaac, between the child of flesh and the child of spirit, or the child of promise. Already that friction is rising up. And let's see what came of it. Therefore, she said to Abraham, this is Sarah, drive out this maid and her son, for the son of this maid shall not be an heir with my son Isaac. And the matter distressed Abraham greatly because of his son, because he loved his son. He loved Ishmael. But God said to Abraham, do not be distressed because of the lad and your maid. Whatever Sarah tells you, listen to her, for through Isaac your descendants shall be named. This was the child of promise. Morning, Andy. And of the son of the maid, I will make a nation also because he is your descendant. I'm still going to bless him. He's still going to have a nation. And this people, they did. They grew and they populated. So it worked out, but God had a plan. So Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water and gave them to Hagar, putting them on her shoulder, and gave her the boy and sent her away. And she departed and wandered about in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water in the skin was used up, she left the boy under one of the bushes. Then she went and sat down opposite him about a bow shot away, for she said, "Do not let me see the boy die." And she sat opposite him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the lad crying, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, "What is the matter with you, Hagar? Do not fear, for God has heard the voice of the lad where he is." And God preserved him. But I love this story because we're going to see it in the New Testament as well. That the heir of the promise, could not be raised with flesh. There's so many times we have to decide, what are we going to nurture? Morning, Mama. Are we going to nurture the spirit, the promise, what God has set out, or are we going to nurture that child of flesh, that thing born out of our own reasoning, our own ideas, our own ways of doing things? Which is it going to be? Because we can't nurture them both. We can't nurture them both. If you nurture the flesh, you're going to reap the flesh. If you nurture the spirit, you're going to reap the spirit or the promise. God had set up a promise for Abraham and said that through Isaac would be the promise. Through Isaac would be his descendants. Through Isaac would be all those things. And I know these are shorter. These are not our half-hour long trips through Jesse Tree. I mean, yeah, the normal that we do through the Bible in the morning. But these are nice little snippets, and I want you to see the history that's building. I want you to see everything that's leading up to the manger. Because what came of the manger was God himself, Jesus, teaching us that we have to put away the flesh and walk after the spirit. We see this here in the story of Isaac and his birth. You have to put away the things of the flesh if you're going to embrace the things of the spirit. I hope y'all are enjoying this. We're going to continue on tomorrow, and I think we have more in Isaac and Abraham. So remember, guys, I love you. God loves you. There ain't a thing you can do about it. I'll see y'all.